I really hope you're ready to have a great time today. We're going to learn about bodies of water and landforms. The landforms we're going to learn about are island, archipelago, mountain, forest, prairie, hill, mesa, desert, canyon, cave, cliff, beach, jungle, volcano, plain, peninsula, valley, and cape. And we're going to learn about a lake, a pond, ocean, river, waterfall, strait, glacier, fjord, swamp, waterfall, bay, gulf, sea, canal, harbor, and also a geyser. Let's start with a mountain. A mountain is a large landform raised from the surrounding plain into a peak or peaks that form a range created by plate tectonics. Did you know that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world? Have you seen pictures of Mount Everest? A hill is smaller than a mountain. It is a landform raised from the surrounding plain to a round summit. A volcano is a cone-shaped mountain that, when active, can spew ash, toxic gas, and lava down its slopes and across the landscape. A volcano is very beautiful, especially when it's not active, but it can be dangerous and scary when it's active. A cliff is a vertical rock wall. Vertical means up and down. As you see, there's a tall up and down rock. A canyon is a deep slice of land that runs between two steep cliffs, often carved over time by a river. The Grand Canyon in Arizona is probably the most famous canyon in the world. Have you been to the Grand Canyon? A valley is a lowland between mountains that is a natural funnel for flowing rivers. It can also be really windy. A cape is a split of land that extends out into the ocean or into a body of water. This is the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. I took this picture when I was on a vacation with my family. A beach runs along coastlines, lakes, or rivers and is made up of sand, pebbles, or rock, but mostly sand. An island is a land mass that is completely surrounded by water. Can you think of an island? Did you think of New York when you thought about an island? Believe it or not, New York is actually an island. Isn't that strange to think about? We usually think about a beach and palm trees when we think about an island. An archipelago, man, I love that word. It's so creative, is a cluster or chain of islands in the ocean, such as the Galapagos Islands. Did you know that the state of Hawaii in the United States is an archipelago? It's a series of islands. Let's talk about caves. A cave is a naturally formed hollow under the ground, but the cave entrance can be above the ground. I don't know about you, but I think I would be nervous being in a cave. It's small and it's dark. I don't know that I would like that. The desert is a barren area of landscape where little precipitation occurs. Consequently, living conditions are hostile for plants and for animals. A peninsula is a point of land sticking out into surrounded water on 3 different sides. A jungle is a landform that is overgrown with dense forest and tangled vegetation. Typically, you find it in the tropics. And did you know that jungles have some of the most interesting animals, like a tiger and a snake? It can be a little scary. A forest is a large area covered chiefly with trees and undergrowth. It's a little bit like a jungle. A prairie is a wide, relatively flat area of land that has grasses and only a few trees, not many at all. A plain is similar to a prairie. It's flat lands that only have small changes in their elevation, not many hills at all. Now that we've talked about landforms, let's look at different bodies of water that we find on the planet. An ocean is probably the first body of water that you think of. It's a large body of salt water that surrounds a continent. Did you know oceans cover more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface? The Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian, and the Arctic are oceans. However, most countries, including the US, recognize the Southern or the Antarctic Ocean as the fifth ocean. A sea is a large body of salt water that is often connected to an ocean. A sea may be partly or completely surrounded by the land. There are actually 50 different seas on the planet Earth, and they're all very different from one another. A gulf is part of the ocean or sea that is partially surrounded by land. It's usually larger than a bay, like the Gulf of Mexico. A bay is a body of water partially enclosed by land, but it's a little bit smaller than a gulf. A river is a large flowing body of water that usually empties into a sea or into an ocean. Did you know that the Nile River is the longest river in the world? The next two are the Amazon and Mississippi. A lake is a large body of water surrounded by land on all sides. Really huge lakes are often called seas. I wonder if there's a technical difference. When a river falls off steeply, you're going to find a waterfall. I think waterfalls might be my favorite body of water. A glacier is a long-lasting, slowly moving river or ice on land. Have you ever seen a glacier? A pond is a small body of water surrounded by land. A pond is similar to a lake, but I think they look almost exactly alike. A harbor is a place on the coast where vessels might find shelter, especially from bad weather and wind. A geyser is really cool. It's a hot spring of water that intermittently boils, sending huge columns of water and steam into the air. Awesome, huh? That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed learning about bodies of water and landforms. Didn't you? If you liked this video or you learned something, click the thumbs up button or subscribe to come back to my classroom again. I'm glad we spent time together today. I can't wait to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye, friend.